Social Zoom Factor, episode 213.
Driving results in business these days takes something special. It's a combination of the right info and the right energy. Pam Moore has both and is here to help you avoid the pitfalls and guide your business and life by leveraging and integrating social media, powerful branding, and digital marketing. Welcome to Social Zoom Factor. Now it's time to live life zoomed.
Are you ready to take your new idea to fruition? One of the first things you need to do is get your business online. Our partner HostGator can take you from zero to turbo fast. Download their Get Online the Easy Way ebook and receive a coupon code for 30% off any new hosting package. Simply visit socialzoomfactor.com/HostGatorEasy or simply text HostGator to 33444. The Marketing Nuts Agency helps companies transform their social and digital business from the inside out. Visit their website at www.themarketingnutswithaz.com for a client list, case studies, and some amazing free resources to get you started down the path of success. Hey there, Zoomers, and welcome to Social Zoom Factor. This is your host, Pam Moore, and today I have something a little bit different for you. I recently published a video out on YouTube and on Facebook, sent it out to our email list, discussing the launch of the brand new Instagram stories. Included are key features, benefits for brands, and of course humans, and the impact it's going to have on Snapchat. The video has had rave reviews, so I thought I would drop it here on the podcast so that you can listen to it via audio. So I hope it brings you value. Here we go. Hey there, my name is Pam Moore, and I am the CEO and co-founder of Marketing Nuts. We're a full-service agency that specializes in training and consulting and helping clients from entrepreneurs up to enterprise accounts build strategies, train their workforces, that type of thing. I also have a training platform that we are getting ready to launch that you can check out at profitfactor.com. You can sign up to be a founding member. News coming on that soon. But today, the number one question that I am hearing more than anything is, Pam, what's happening with Instagram stories? So I thought I would put a quick video together to give you kind of the what you need to know, what's happening, and how you can get started. It's not meant to be a tutorial. We're going to be digging into what does this mean for the ecosystem? How does it relate to Snapchat? And what does it mean for business and brands? Because if you follow me, you know that I focus on a lot in the B2B, B2C space and helping brands leverage, integrate, and optimize social and digital technologies to serve their audience value as well as achieve their business goals. So we are going to dig into what is Instagram stories, how does it work, what are the impacts that this may have on Snapchat, what's going to happen with the teens, where are they going to go? I'll give you my prediction there. Benefits for business, what are key differentiators, and then what are actions that you need to take to get started on this today. So number one thing I want to remind you of, inspire, connect, achieve. Regardless of the technology and the platform, we need to inspire our audiences to connect with us with a goal of helping them achieve their objectives. When our audience achieves their objectives, guess what? We achieve ours by default as well. So don't get hung up on the hype. Don't jump onto this platform if your audience is not there. Don't be wasting cycles. Focus where you know you can have an impact. Everything you should be doing should be audience-based and then aligned to your business goals. So don't get too freaked out if you're not on either one of these platforms as of yet. You may need to do your research and figure out where you need to go, but do that based upon where your audience or your target audience is hanging out, because your goal with social and digital media is to know where your audience is hanging out and then figure out how you can go have the best relevant, most compelling and positive conversation with them that you possibly can. Maybe Instagram stories is going to help you do that. Maybe not. So let's talk about what it is. What Instagram stories is a way for you to tell stories very similar to Snapchat, where you create short form video within seconds, and you create that video, you post it on Instagram, and then it creates a feed, it creates a story for you throughout the day. The stories last 24 hours. They are videos and or pictures. You can write on them. There's filters that are coming. We know that Instagram is super creative, and so I'm excited to see where they end up going with all the filters and the creative things that we are going to be able to do to brand our stories. We know that Instagram is going to knock the creativity out of the ballpark for sure. So how does this differ from Snapchat? Well, number one is that many of us already have a following on Instagram. So even if you've never been on Snapchat in your life, or your brand has never been there, chances are you have an Instagram account. Okay, so there's wider adoption because it's also attached to Facebook. So a key differentiator is that brands are going to be able to tap into their communities. They're going to be able to tap into the investment that they've already made in Instagram and in Facebook, because the advertising platform for Instagram, in case you didn't know, is already aligned and integrated with Facebook advertising. So if you're pushing out Facebook ads and you're utilizing the business manager, the ad manager, you're already able to do that on Instagram. And that has been a huge challenge that Snapchat has number one been in discovery for brands being able to build their communities, because it's hard even for their fans that they have to be able to find them on Snapchat. Right? It's hard. And we see too many brands and people out there saying, follow me on Snapchat. It's like the early days of Facebook. Remember when Facebook launched and everybody would say, follow me on Facebook, like me here. And it didn't take long for the smart marketers to learn it's not about a like, it's not about a follow, it's about the value and building community and fostering those relationships. So that's why we've seen many brands be, a little timid to be adopting Snapchat, because they're just not seeing the ROI there. They're not seeing that it's worth the investment. There's so many other things that they need to do and learn and understand. And, there's only one guarantee we have, and that is change. So when it just comes push to shove with priorities, Snapchat is a place that, although it's working in some markets, B2C, it's working. We're actually working with a large international brand that's won an award utilizing Snapchat. So I'm not saying there's not a place for Snapchat. There absolutely is. But for many brands, particularly in the B2B space, there's just not yet even case studies out there showing us that it can work. And the research shows that the audience is just not there. I'll tell you, my target demographic is not hanging out on Snapchat. But you know what? You're going to be watching this video, and I already had more views of my video on Instagram stories in less than 24 hours than I would have had in 24 hours on Snapchat. It was like times 10. Okay. So if you have a following on Instagram and Facebook, you can't ignore this platform. You need to get on there and, see what you can do to integrate it to your business. Now, what does this mean for the teens? This is interesting. So I asked my 16-year-old son yesterday. We had a busy day in the office last night. I got home and I uploaded a couple videos and put it into my Instagram story and asked my son, I'm like, what are you thinking of Instagram stories? And he said, Mom, they're stupid. He said, all of my friends, the only thing that we're posting is come follow me on Snapchat. So it opened my eyes, because if you think about it from a teen perspective, why on earth would they jump ship from Snapchat, where most of their parents are not hanging out, to a platform where their parents are on the platform before them? Okay, why would they do that? They're thinking, I'm just going to stay on Snapchat. Go ahead, let my mom and dad, they can go for Instagram stories. Now, my 12-year-old, he's not on Snapchat. He uses Instagram. So I think there's going to be some of that tween market. If the parents have not allowed them to be on Snapchat, but they are on Instagram, they're likely going to start using those Instagram stories very, very quick. So only time will tell with that, but that's kind of my prediction. Now, how else does this differentiate from Snapchat? I already talked about discovery. I talked about community building. I talked about the advertising platform. Also the ease of use. Okay. So it is the interface. I think it just worked with my brain. People are already comfortable with Instagram. They know how to post photos on Instagram. They know how to post videos. They're comfortable with the interface. They trust the interface. And so yesterday I mentioned that I had recorded a video before dinner, and then my hubby made me a wonderful, delicious dinner, and it wasn't even an hour and a half to 2 hours later. And I couldn't believe the number of brands that were already utilizing the Instagram story. So it went from only having a few in my feed to having a quite a few, even in my local area. So there were restaurants and eateries on there. There were some travel companies like the Visit Orlando. There were some sports stores that were on there. So I think it's pretty inspiring to see how quickly people are jumping on there. NASA was on there. They're always doing great things. So key differences are that from Snapchat is it's a platform we're already using. So we're already there. So right, we pull up Instagram, we're able to see these stories. It's not intrusive. So even if brands are advertising, it's not intrusive at the moment, because on Snapchat, I must not be their target demographic because those ads drive me nuts. They seem to be very intrusive. They're not connecting with me personally, and it's just like an ad in my face, and I always just swipe through. Already last night, I found myself watching and learning about local businesses that I didn't even know that much about, because they were able to tell stories in a way that was interesting. And I was able to discover them because I already was following them, and I didn't go ever find them or able to naturally, organically discover them on Snapchat. I'm not even following them on Snapchat. So brand storytelling is going to, I think, be more natural for brands, because primarily they're used to the platform. They're comfortable with Instagram and they trust it. Another key differentiator is that there are not all the perverts that we have on Snapchat. So on Snapchat, particularly for us professional women, I can't just open up my profile and say, okay, everybody come follow me and come communicate with me. You know, I can't put out a snap and say, hey, tell me what you think and send me a snap back. I tried that when I first got onto Snapchat, and it was not a pretty sight. There were so many perverts that were sending me nasty images. And so I have not seen Snapchat take care of that issue. It seems like it would be easy for them to take care of, but they have not taken care of it. So as I see today, Instagram does not have such a big problem with the nasty photos. And so I think that's going to be a huge win when it comes to adoption, particularly from a woman base who's wanting to tell stories, from brands that are wanting to tell stories and not wanting to deal with some of those yucky things. So there you have it in a nutshell. I've talked about some of the key benefits, some of the key differentiators for Instagram stories over Snapchat. Their discovery, they're the advertising platform, it's the ability to build community, it's the fact that the user interface is a little bit easier to use, and overall it's just a platform that we know, like, and trust, and we feel comfortable with. So I hope this gave you Instagram stories in a nutshell, and you are inspired to go get your arms around it. So what do you need to do to get started on Instagram stories? Pretty simple. Log into your account and go up to the top of your screen, and you will see a circle with a little plus sign. You can click there and you can start creating your own stories. The key difference is that it's not going to show up in people's feed. Okay, they are going to see it at the top right now, and then they are going to be able to choose if they want to watch your story. Now, when you're looking at other people's profiles, let's say you're looking at somebody's Instagram profile, when there is a ring around their profile picture, that means that they have an active Instagram story. Okay, so you can look at that story. So when someone's viewing your personal profile on Instagram, they will also be able to click on your profile picture and watch your story. And it's going to give you an immediate response of how many people are watching each one of those video or photo clips. You can see how many people have watched that, and you can actually see who watch that. So who is engaging with you? You can send messages back and forth, very similar to Snapchat. So immediately you're going to have a way to tap into and engage and inspire an audience that you likely have already invested in. So I know your time is limited. I thank you so much for hanging out with me today. If you'd like to learn more about this platform and others, I encourage you to check out some of our other platforms. Go to socialzoomfactor.com or find my podcast on iTunes. It's called Social Zoom Factor. It has over 200 episodes that help you with topics exactly like this. And I guarantee you I'll be doing a couple on the Instagram stories. You can also go to our agency site if you're wanting training, consulting, or to hire me to speak. Go to themarketingnuts.com or my personal blog at pammarketingnut.com. And if one of those platforms don't work for you, I encourage you to go do a Google search for my name and pick your social flavor. Make it a great day.
If you're ready to Zoom your business and Zoom your life, then don't let the end of this episode be the end of your journey. Visit socialzoomfactor.com/Zoom for incredible free resources and guides. And be sure to join the Social Zoom Factor mailing list so you never miss an episode. We'll see you next time on Social Zoom Factor.